Robyn Phaedra Mitchell fæddist þann 29. febrúar 1980 og því hlaupársbarn. Hún ólst upp í bænum Victoria á Vancouver-eyju í vesturhluta Kanada.
I grew up in a very sort of beautiful town, but I also grew up right next to the forest, so a lot of adventure and sort of eco-adventure as a kid. When I was 18 years old, I moved to the city of Montreal in Quebec to learn French and to sort of start my life working in the hotel industry and with big events. I stayed there for about 5 years and went to university, and then I met a whole bunch of Icelanders that were suddenly working in an Icelandic company in Montreal. I met my daughter's father when I met this group of Icelanders, and after about 2 years together in Montreal, we moved here to Iceland. I'd never been to Europe before, didn't know really anything about Iceland, but I decided it was time for an adventure, and I packed my bags and moved.
Robyn flutti hingað til lands árið 2002. Hún komst fljótt að þeirri niðurstöðu að ef hún ætlaði sér að taka þátt í samfélaginu, yrði hún að læra íslensku.
Já, þegar ég fyrst kom til Íslands, þetta var svolítið svona ævintýri. Ég tók ákvörðun eftir fyrstu vikan sem markmið var bara til að læra íslensku. Mér fannst það svo leiðinlegt að vera á landinu sem ég skildi ekki neitt. Svo ég bara byrjaði að bara taka bækur heima og bara hlusta og læra. Það kemur svolítið skemmtileg sögum hvernig man læri íslensku og mistökum sem við getum gert. En fyrsta árinu var bara svona gaman og mikið svona reynslufullt. Og stærsta svona minningu af fyrsta árinu var gamlárskvöld sem ég satt við tengdaforeldra og nýtfjölskyldan og allt var mjög gaman. Og svo kom eitthvað svona hávellu kvöldi og þá var allir að segja bara usk, má ekki tala. Og ég skildi ekki neitt og það var eitthvað svona sjónvarpsþætti sem allir þurfti að horfa á. Og þetta var áramótaskaupin og ég tók ákvörðun þar svona eftir 1 ár, næsta gamlárskvöld, ég ætla að skilja þetta áramótaskaup, annars gamlárskvöld hundleiðinlegt á milli hávellu og midnætti. Og þetta var bara markmiðin og ég held ég náði. Ég skildi kannski ekki pólitískinn, en ég skildi alveg svona hvað Helga Braga var að grínast og Jóngnar og þau sem var í skaupinu og mér leið eins og ég var komin inn á menningu að skilja áramótaskaupin. Það ein sem svolítið erfitt að vera útlenska svona kona hér ef þú ert ekki með svona dóttur í nafni þinn, það getur verið bara mjög erfitt og það hefur verið bara rosalega margir svona mjög jákvætt og reyna að kenna mér íslensku og svona, en það líka getur verið svolítið einmana af því að samt ef þú ert búin að læra íslensku, það kemur upp svona mjög oft bara ertu útlendingur. Og mér finnst það ein sem ég sé líka í vinnulífinu minn af því að ég vinna í ferðaþjónustu og við erum margir útlendingur. Það getur verið svona slæm svona áhrif á hvernig man svona hvetja til að læra íslensku ef man líður eins og við erum alltaf dóma að vera ekki nógu góð á íslensku eða svona að gera smá villum í tungumálið. En já, ég mun segja mér líður vel hérna á Íslandi en mér líður alltaf eins og útlendingur. Þetta ein sem bara ekkert alveg komin eins og að vera bara totally normal. Og ég svolítið stolt sem ég enskumælandi og ég hef lært íslensku og ég kann alveg að tala á íslensku en ef ég vil, ég má svissa yfir á ensku og það líka allt í lagi.
Robyn las grein í tímaritinu Grapevine árið 2011 og fannst henni hún lýsa vel upplifun sinni við að flytja til landsins.
They say that there's 3 stages. The first, you're absolutely in love and everything about Iceland is brilliant and everything is so much better than anywhere in the world. And then after a few years, you get into a little bit of a different stage because you get constantly called out as a foreigner and being a foreigner becomes an identity here. I mean, everybody is always asking you, are you a foreigner or do you speak foreign? And so I think you get a little bit sort of negative about the country after a while just because it's different. And then I think those of us who decide to stay for longer, I mean, I've been here now for 13 years, you get into a place of almost acceptance, and you get to pick who you're going to be in Iceland. And I think over the years it's gotten easier because there are so many more people coming from different cultures and different countries to the country. I think being a woman here in Iceland is actually a great opportunity. Since I've moved here, I mean, I've been able to really develop myself personally. I've been able to develop myself into, you know, a big businesswoman in Iceland, and I've never felt like I'm uneven at a table just because there's men at the table. I would say sometimes it's more you feel uneven because you're the foreigner at the table, but I think that the opportunities for women here are great, and the support system that you have for personal development, business development, you know, all of these things is actually quite amazing. And I'd say, you know, I've been here 13 years, so I'm very proud to be a woman in Iceland. I think that my experience has been really positive. I started my first days here being offered a maid's job, and I managed to work my way up through the hotel business. I worked both for countryside hotels as well as Radisson Blu, which is an international hotel chain. I held management positions there for 9 years. And then I really got to the point that I wanted to start my own business. Then 2014, I started my business, and it was quite funny because the reaction from a lot of my colleagues and peers for years right away was almost like, well, are you sure this is going to be something you want to do? Are you sure people are going to hire you? Will people actually pay you for it? And I think at that point I just made a decision that I wasn't going to let it stop me anymore. And I almost changed a little bit my persona because everybody knew that I spoke Icelandic, so I started walking into meetings and speaking English. And, you know, obviously introductions in Icelandic, but letting my own voice come through again and not letting, you know, maybe some poor grammar or mistakes in words stop me from doing what I wanted to do. After, you know, 12 years here, I decided that being a foreigner was not actually a bad thing or made me a lesser, you know, candidate, that it could be a specialty. And I think it's just, you know, the way that I want to make waves in Iceland and, you know, show people that yes, I can speak the language and I can, you know, be a part of this culture, but I also bring something to the table that I almost wasn't ready to recognize before because I was trying so hard to fit in. Since I've moved here, I've probably thought about going home. It's, you know, not that I don't love Iceland, but the weather could be better. I have a 9-year-old here, so I will stay here with her, and I think it's really important for her to learn Icelandic language as a mother tongue. It's such a unique thing, so we've made the choice to stay here until she's at least finished the school. But then after that, I don't know if I would go back to Canada. I'm not sure where I would go, and I know that Iceland will always really be something that's important to me. And when I decided as well to sort of be a part of this, I also started writing children's books. And I write children's books about the life of my daughter as a multilingual, you know, multicultural kid here in Reykjavik. So I think no matter where I go, there's always going to be reasons for me to come back to Iceland, and it's a very special place.